Hello, welcome to the Freshwaterpurls knitting podcast. My name is Hope and I live with my family in Michigan where I homeschool my 4 children and raise Angora rabbits and knit. That's pretty much what I do. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I really enjoy reading the comments both on YouTube and on Instagram to see what you guys are knitting and what you're enjoying, and just kind of visiting with you a little bit. Today is a very gloomy day, but the baby's napping, and my one child is gone with my husband at a church work project, and I put the 2 girls in front of the TV with a movie because it's Saturday. So this will probably be the best chance I get at recording, and I'd really like to be more consistent with that. So here I am. I'm gonna get right into it. I forgot to video my Clark socks, so let's go into finished objects, shall we? I did finish my Clark socks and I gifted them, but I forgot to take a picture and a video. But my friend did take a picture of them and I will try to include them here. And then those turned out really great. I really loved the pattern by Jacqueline Salem. I used my own yarn. Still, it remains nameless, but it's a beautiful green that I really enjoyed knitting with. But I thought it was perfect for the pattern. There is a beautiful cable both on the front and back of the sock, and I felt like the yarn and the pattern went so well together, and she likes them. So next I finished the, what are they called? Vancouver Fog mittens. Vancouver Fog mitts, I think, which I did take a little video of, so I'll include them right here. Hey guys, I wanted to pop in for a real quick minute because I'm heading to church with a gift that's going to be finished on my way there. And I've been taking not taking videos or pictures of the gifts that I'm sending off. So these are the Vancouver Fog mitts. Sorry. And I have one done. And they're a beautiful fingerless mitt. I'm sorry. With a cable down the middle. I don't know who the designer is. I'll try to find them, but they are, like I said, the Vancouver Fog fingerless gloves. And I'm almost done with this one here. So I just had to bind off on the top and then cast on the thumb and just do some ribbing, and then I'll be finished. I've been knitting these on my marbles, US size 7. And they are on the Patton's Classic Wool, and I don't know the color anymore, but my friend likes blues, so hopefully she likes them. These were an incredibly fun knit, really fast. Well, I shouldn't say they were fast once you got the hang of it. Really awesome for a gift knit. I think I'm gonna make a pair for myself. So yeah, thanks guys again. Sorry about the cupboards and everything. I'm hiding from my kids in the kitchen. So those were really a great and fun knit. I found myself getting a little bit frustrated because if anybody who has a busy life at all knows that as soon as you are doing a cable pattern and you look away and don't remember where you left off, it can get really screwed up really fast. So I kept finishing these mittens. They're fingerless. I'd get more than halfway through or all the way through, and I realized the cables didn't connect like they were supposed to and interweave. And so I must have thought that I was on a certain row and I wasn't, and I didn't notice till the end. It was horrible. But the second mitten I kept track of on I have a knitting row app, counter app thing, and I kept track of the rows on that one, and it went much better, and I really enjoyed them. I think I'm going to knit myself a pair. I knitted them for one of my best friends, who is entirely knit worthy, But I was like, oh, I kind of want some of these. So I think that I will knit myself a pair in a different color. And we can be twins, right, Beth? Anyway, but they were really fun. The Vancouver Fog mittens, I really recommend them to anybody who's looking for a nice gift knit or a knit for yourself. And those, oh, actually I do have one more finished object. I finished my son's socks. My son Isaac is 8 years old and absolutely loves hand knit socks. So of course I knit him some. Here they are. And this is it's a Lion brand sock ease, I want to say it's called. I should have looked it up. But they're fun. It's a very hardy, it feels like a very hardy yarn. I've never knit with like Regia or I can't think of any of the other commercial sock yarns. But it feels like that. Like I felt that yarn before in the store and it feels very much, it compares to that. I feel like it's a more hardy, rough yarn, but the fabric is soft. I don't know how to explain that, but it's true. So I cast on, I believe there were 54 stitches. These were, I knit toe up with my Chiagu double point size 2.25 US 1. And then I did what did I do? A fish lips kiss heel, which I really enjoy. I have that one memorized. I'll go into more later the heel that I'm currently obsessed with. But I do have the fish lips kiss heel memorized, so it is my go-to heel. But yeah, he loves them. So yeah, these are for an 8-year-old. They're getting so big. I feel like last year's socks were so much smaller. So I'm going to be casting on another pair for him soon because he loves them and he only has 2 pairs. So those are done. And those are my only finished objects. So I'll go right into my whips. Okay, so whips. To start off my whip portion, I am going to tell you guys just about a little knit along going on. It's super relaxed. Amy of Exterminate, I hope I said that right, is hosting what did she call it? The hashtag is sockinprogress down. And I will try to include that here. Sockinprogress down. So basically it is just a knit along to try to finish as many socks as you possibly can in January. Which I am currently just on like a sock kick. I want to knit all the socks. I want to have all the socks and I want other people to have all the socks. So this is the perfect knit along for me this month. It's super relaxed, like I said. I don't know if she's doing prizes or anything, but it's very motivating to see other people working on their socks. So I am excited about it. So I'll go into my first pair. Sorry, I'm pulling them along. So these, my mom made me this cute little needle cozy. Thanks, Mom. And I think that's what they call them, needle cozies. It's super cute and convenient. So I am knitting my first pair. I cast these on right after, I'm sorry if you can hear that noise. I cast these on right after I finished the Clark socks, because this yarn has been sitting in my stash for a little over a year. My friend Sarah gifted this yarn to me last year, right, Sarah? I think. And so I thought I'd better cast it on, and I want a pair of Felici socks for myself. So I'm knitting these with my Chiagu double point size, US size 1, 2.25 millimeters, and I'm loving them. This is my favorite way to knit socks right now. So they're super fun. I always use 4 needles, like I knit with 4 on the go. It's just my preferred method. I know some people use 3, and some people even use 2, but I prefer 4. And then I knit with the 5th one. So I should have looked. I'm terrible with this stuff, guys. This is a Felici. I don't know the color, but I will try to insert it here. I love knitting with Felici. It's so soft and so fun. Like last night I was like going to go to bed and my husband was doing something, so I thought maybe I can knit one more color. You know, maybe I can get through the blue. Actually it's more like turquoise. And I did. So now I'm on the lighter blue. And that was like, you know, I don't know, 7 rows, 6 rows. So it's super motivating. I cast on 64 stitches and I did a twisted 1x1 rib. I really like the look of a twisted rib. I don't know, I don't even know if this like focuses because again I'm just casting this on I'm just videotaping on my iPad. So you can tell, like, if you go to my previous podcasts, I am big on toe up socks. I still like them a lot, but I have previously only knit toe up socks. It's very rare for me to knit cuff down. But when I knit the Clark socks for my friend, I tried them on for sizing and really liked the way that the heel flap and gusset fit on my foot. Like I have a really high arch and that, I don't know, they fit like, oh, they fit so perfectly. And I don't know if it was just the Clark socks because if you've seen the Clark socks, they're very cable-y, so you know it hugs your foot more. But I'm obsessed, and it's a really fun. I don't know if it's just something different to try or to, you know, something out of the norm. But there's something really fun about the heel flap and gusset to me. It feels very earthy, which sounds strange, but it really does. Like almost like I'm connecting with past knitters on a different level because that is like the traditional way to knit a heel. I don't know, but I really enjoy it. There's something about it that I love. So that's what I'm going to do for this one as well. Like I said, this is the Felici. This is my first sock. This is the first sock of the set. So I have to try to finish both of these by the end of January for Exterminate's knit along. I'm really excited. Next I have, this is my next pair. This is, I don't know if you guys care about these bags, but I just found this bag at Goodwill or Salvation Army or something. So I'm knitting these. This is also the first sock. And this pair is not for me, but I'm still loving it. So this is out of my yarn. Again, it doesn't have a name. Next time, I'm hoping to have all my yarns named. Oh, sorry guys, I had a chocolate chip on my finger. Anyway, I really like it. It's super, super pink. The friend that I'm knitting this for doesn't typically wear like super bright colors, so it might be out of her comfort zone, but she has a sweatshirt that's like a what do you call it? Why can't I think of the color? Like a magenta, but a deeper magenta color, kind of like this. So I thought she can totally pull off these socks. So like I said, this is my own yarn. Again, doesn't focus, but yes. So again, I'm knitting these with the 64 stitches, twisted rib, and I'm going to do the heel flap and gusset. And I'm actually going to do that for her because I've knit her socks before, and I want to see what, if she likes this heel better than the Fish Lips Kiss, which is the heel that I've used on the other socks that I've knit for her. So I kind of want to see what she thinks, and that will help me to know what to knit for her as well, because this person is super knit worthy and loves hand knit socks. So yes, anyway, I'm loving them. I'll probably go down another 2 inches or so and then start the heel. I've been really liking longer socks. I think that would be about right. So yeah, so these are my second pair of socks for the Sock in Progress down, right? Sock in Progress down, yes, by Exterminate, Amy of Exterminate. You can follow her on Instagram. I'm not sure if the knit along is being hosted anywhere else, so go on Instagram if you want to knit socks with us. I'm also going to cast on another pair for my daughter, Claire, because after I knit Isaac some, then she really wanted some. So she actually lost her pair that I knit her last year. I think I found them, actually, like, I think I found one of the socks in the snow last year. Like, I found it in the spring. So maybe I'll give her one more chance. Okay, my next whip is going to be very quick, but I thought I would show it because it's kind of fun. I am knitting a bit of a swatch for my friend's yarn company. She is called, her name is Kate, and her yarn company is called Ribbit Reclaimed Yarns. And she has, like, I've talked about her before because I've knit things out of her yarn, but basically she finds sweaters and reclaims them and uses them to make other beautiful things. So this is just a little swatch that I'm knitting for her. I don't remember the yarn content, but I want to say it's like a Angora silk and merino. It's just a swatch because she is having a trunk show at one of our local yarn stores, which is the Yarn Garden. It's a beautiful yarn shop in Charlotte, Michigan. But she's having a trunk show there in the middle of February, kind of around Valentine's Day. So I'm knitting this for as like a little sample for her trunk show. I'm also going to be knitting, sorry, I wiggled you a lot, sorry. This is also her yarn here. And out of this one, I'm going to be knitting I have this vision, and I've seen this pattern before. I know I have because my brain doesn't come up with things like this. Like, I don't see things unless I've seen them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't be a designer because I don't have that imagination or whatever it's called. But it's a hat, like a child's hat with, you know, it has the main color, which is the primary color everywhere. But then just over the ribbing, there's like hearts, you know, like just a heart here, just one heart all the way around on the same row, you know, on the same band of rows. So I have to look for that. I think it would be really beautiful with these yarns. I want this to be the main color and then this to be the hearts. Although this is, I don't know. So anyway, these are really fun. This is a bleh, a beautiful Angora blend. And I forget what this one is. The band is in here. I will check. Oh, and I can show you her band as well. I'm so sorry. This has like wool and alpaca. And here's her band. Oh, that's Ribbit Reclaimed Yarn. So I am so excited about that. Anyway, that was a little bit of a future knitting, but this was not. So yeah, I'll be finishing this, and we'll only be knitting it this much more. And she wants me to leave it on the needle so that people can knit with it at the trunk show, because knitting with this yarn is a little bit different because it's already, you know, it's not as, it doesn't feel like commercial yarn, basically. I mean, it is commercially made because they used to be sweaters, but it's a little bit crimpy, you know, you could wash that out. It's still lovely to knit with, but it feels different. So she wants people to give it a try. So I have that. And then I have one more whip, sorry. And I am really excited about it. I shouldn't have cast it on, but I did. I'm just drinking coffee, like warmed up coffee, and this is a mug that my friend gave me. Christy gave me this mug for like a winter Christmas gift. I love it. So actually that looks a lot like the Clark socks cable. Anyway, I love this mug. It reminds me of her all the time. She's definitely one of my best friends. She's a homeschooling friend, so we share a lot with each other, and it's awesome. So anyway, Okay, so I shouldn't have cast this on because I was supposed to cast on something for my cousin out of the yarn I dyed last week. But I was looking at Meadow, my daughter, and getting sad that she was growing bigger, and she's my last child. So I don't know. I know that I can knit my older children's sweaters because, you know, it's perfectly fine to knit them sweaters, but you can't knit them a sweater out of a skein of yarn when they're older. I mean, you might be able to, but anyway, I was getting sad and wanted to knit her something before she gets too big for me to want to knit anything. So I cast on a flax light, and this is the worst spot. I was actually supposed to divide for the sleeves and forgot to do that before the podcast. Anyway, let me see. So this is the flax light. I have knit a flax before out of worsted for Meadow. Actually, I knit it when I was pregnant, or not, when I was like trying to conceive. It was like one of those things where, maybe this is too much information, but I was really wanting a child and not becoming pregnant, and so I knit something, maybe like a hope, in hopes of having a child, and then, you know, she wore it. So this is my second time knitting a flax, but my first time knitting the light version. This here is Fawn and the Fox Let's Stay Home, I think it's called, and I actually knit her Meadow a baby vertebrae, newborn vertebrae, when she was, you know, when she was out of the hospital, she wore it out of this. So it's really special to me that I could use this for the cuff, the neckband, and then the cuffs and the hem. That's my plan anyway. And I really liked it because if you can see the specks, there's like specks of green in the Let's Stay Home color by Fawn and the Fox. And then this is my hand-dyed yarn, and it has specks of green as well. So I feel like it goes, hopefully it goes well. But I really like it. I did choose to do the garter panel, just to add texture to it. But I'm knitting these on my Addie lace, I believe. They're my first pair of Addies, I think. These were actually my first pair of needles that weren't like Susan Bates, you know, like the kind that you can buy at craft stores, which are fine, but I just remember these as the first needles that I bought in like a real yarn shop. So, and I'm knitting the 1 to 2 year size. I don't have the Let's Stay Home ball in this bag, but I do have mine. And I've posted this on my Instagram as well, so you guys can see it there, probably in better picture, but it's really fun. It's a fun yarn with purple, gray, green. I really like it. I think it will look great on her. So, my Flax Light by Tin Can Knits. Hopefully, next time I podcast, I can at least be done with the body portion, since I'm dividing, and this is, you know, going to be fairly small. So, I love it. It's so fun. So, those are all my whips. So now, we will move on to spinning, which I meant to grab my spinning wheel with my bobbin on it, but I totally forgot. So I'll try to insert a clip from Instagram of just a little bit of my hand spun Angora on the wheel still. I haven't finished my project yet. So kids are in their beds, so I have the wheel and I'm working on spinning up forest wool. Hoping to get half of the bucket done tonight. And this is spun from my the Angoras that I raised, but this rabbit that I'm spinning now, this rabbit's wool that I'm spinning now, is actually a rabbit that was my mom's. His name is Forrest, and he is a giant Angora. My mom used to have Angora rabbits until health problems made it difficult for her to take care of them in the way that she wanted to. So now she gets to see my Angoras. And Forrest is at an awesome home and doing well. But yeah, so this is knit out of this is spun from forest wool. It's a pure white giant Angora. And I'm planning to knit it into like a sport to worsted weight. I actually am really bad at spinning for specific weights, so it'll be what it is. But I'm hoping to knit something for my mom out of it. I don't really know what to make for her because I don't think she'll wear an Angora hat because they can be quite warm. But maybe it's something that she would like to have around. I also thought about knitting her like a very simple bunny out of it, like a bunny stuffed animal, because maybe that would be something special, but I can't decide if that would be dumb. Anyway, so that's kind of what my thoughts are on that, and I will definitely if I can show a clip of it and bring it next time, hopefully in a finished skein, or starting to knit on it. And on that note, I am actually starting a spinning group here at the in the middle of January, in a few weeks actually. I have a lot of friends. I shouldn't say a lot. I have several friends who I have, I don't know if taught to spin is the right word, but converted into spinners. So they are going to come here to my home, and we're just going to spin for fun. I kind of need something to keep me motivated to spin. I like spinning, but it's not my favorite thing to do. I'd rather be knitting. So, but I also love knitting my Angora from my Angora wool. You know, like it feels, again, very earthy, very, I don't know, humbling to knit from an animal that you've raised and take care of. There's something about that process that I really love. So that part of spinning is enjoyable for me, but it's hard for me to sit down and do it. So I figured if I had a dedicated night where my friends are coming over to spin, then I will be much more likely to get it done. And I have tons of wool that I need to spin, so I am not lacking in that area as far as Angora wool goes at all. So yeah, look for that on the next podcast. If I haven't made a podcast by then, I'll take some clips of our spinning night and put it on Instagram so you guys can check it out. Maybe that will be interesting, maybe not. Maybe it'll be really boring, but it might be fun. So now I'm just going to go into some of the podcasts that I'm really enjoying right now, and then I will be finished because nap time is almost over, and I really would like to not have the baby show up in this podcast, although she is so cute to me most of the time. Anyway, so my favorite podcasts right now, I'm going to list 3 because I can't choose just one, and then I can't just choose 2 because anyway, so my favorite podcast that I've enjoyed for a long time is oh my goodness, why can't I Tiny Paper Foxes. I'm sorry, I can't remember. Sometimes I can't remember which what her podcast is called, because she also has an Instagram for her sheep farm. So anyway, that is Jenny of Tiny Paper Foxes, and she has a beautiful podcast where she talks a lot about her process and her sheep and her ideas and views on fiber and the fiber community and fashion, things like that. So I really, really enjoy listening to that or watching that podcast. In the past couple of weeks, she's talked a lot about what we kind of know as slow fashion, but she has challenged the idea to an even higher degree to talk about intentional fabric or intentional making. I can't remember. What stuck out to me was when she said, I'm so sorry I'm laughing, but it's just because I can't talk. The intentional fabric or slow fabric. I really liked that that idea, and being more mindful of what products we're using, or things that we're making and what are their uses and stuff like that. So I really enjoy her podcast. It really makes me think about the craft a little bit more. I also recently found Poppy and Prim, who is Laramie. I think that's how she says her name. And I was so excited. So I think I found her through Riza Knits Instagram, because I think Laramie works with Riza Knits now, and Riza is not her name, but I can't remember. But anyway, Laramie has a beautiful podcast where she shows her knits, and she's also local to me, I think. We have the same local yarn shop, and so I think she must live around here. And so for that reason, I just get excited. I get excited when there are other knitters nearby, my age, I guess. So that's kind of fun. She also has children. So if you're looking for a podcast to watch, I'm sorry, that was loud. Go check out Poppy and Prim, and her name is Laramie. It's beautiful. The last podcast that I really enjoyed watching, especially in December, but I've watched her for a while, is the Loving Path podcast, and that is with Debbie. Debbie has a beautiful podcast. It's very calming to me. I really enjoy her method of talking about her knits and her yarns. And I really loved her Vlogmas, where her son Isaac joined her for the month. That was really fun. Isaac has tons of personality, and it was just a joy to watch them together. And they opened their advents, and I loved their advents. I think Bumblebee Acres did their advent calendars, and they were so beautiful. So if you're looking for a podcast, check out Debbie of the Loving Path, because it really is a really lovely podcast. So the last thing I would like to talk about is just to kind of give you guys a heads up that I will be changing some things on my Instagram and my YouTube channel. I'm going to be rebranding. I think that's the right way to say that, because although I like the Freshwaterpurls theme, I have felt like lately it's just not me, I guess. So my friend came up with some amazing ideas and some graphics, and I will be putting those to use soon, I think. So be on the lookout for that. I don't really want to share anything right now because I would kind of like to launch it all at once. I don't know, because it sounds exciting, I guess. So be on the lookout for some changes. I will give you guys more details in the next podcast, because I will probably have and probably be more ready to launch. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. And I just like to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really enjoy this community and talking about knitting. So thank you for giving me the opportunity and your time, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.